Welcome back to Daytime. So many new parents are sleep deprived. They walk around blurry-eyed, feeling scattered, desperate for shut-eye.
I remember that well, and our next guest says she knows the secret to getting your baby to sleep on your schedule.
And a big welcome to Shari Mezrah from Baby Time for You.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, good morning.
Let's talk about why parents have such a hard time with this, getting their baby on a sleep schedule that works.
You up.
Well, you know, it's really interesting when you're pregnant. It's an awesome time in a woman's life and for the husband as well. And you go to your OBGYN and they measure you every time and everything's very predictable. But once you have this baby, it's like everything goes out the door.
There's no schedule.
There's no schedule. And there are amazing amount of books out there. I mean, there are incredible amounts of books, and they all have different types of theories and everything. But when you want to put them into practical application, and you are very sleep deprived and you don't have control, it's very challenging.
Sleep deprivation will really mess you up.
Absolutely.
And if you're used to being on a schedule, and all of a sudden you've got an infant around the house or a newborn, oh boy, you know, it throws you way off.
It can be very frustrating.
Yes.
So how did you come up with this technique to help parents get their children to go down and stay down?
Okay, great.
You did this yourself?
Absolutely. I have two children. I have a little boy named Max, who's now 7, and a little girl, Sam, who's now 5. And with my son, Max, I just wasn't prepared for this. I had read all the books, and I was really tired. I needed my 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night, and I also had to get back to work. So I had a certain amount of time that I really needed to do this, and I kind of took the law into my own hands. I took a look at a lot of the theories that were out there and thought, you know what? I need to make one of my own, and I found loopholes in a lot of the other different systems and created one, and it worked.
Wow.
And it worked with my son, and we had our first phase of sleeping through the night, which is from midnight to 6 a.m. at 6 weeks old.
Oh, wow. That's great.
And then
nice.
by the end of the 9th week, we were at from 11 to 7. We were sleeping 8 hours. We had scheduled feedings. There was a sense of just, peace in my family and predictability.
Sure.
On top of it, it alleviated a lot of anticipatory anxiety because not only for myself and my husband, we knew what was going to happen next, but our child also was happy because he knew when the next meal was coming. He knew when he was going to hang out. We could also plan our lives. I mean, my husband and I, we would go out to dinner and take our son with us, and we never had an issue.
I remember pacing the floors many times, you know, at 4 in the morning, you know, with the baby. I mean, it's a magical moment for a dad. Everything's quiet and it's really nice. But for the most part, mine were breastfed, and so I didn't have to get up and do the bottle thing. I just had to, you know, stumble to the nursery and bring the baby back and plug it in, you know. Here you go. And that was easy.
Right, and I'm a huge advocate of breastfeeding. And what we do with, you know, a family that the mother and the father, we create roles. And if, you know, the family is open to having a bottle, then the father is able to give a bottle of breast milk, and the mother is able to sleep, get some rest right off the bat. Otherwise, she is breastfeeding, you know, usually every 3 hours, and we try to help her out a little bit.
So
That's what we do.
For the first few weeks, there are instances where one of the parents has to get up with the child, obviously, to feed them.
Yes, yes.
So we're not going 8 hours or 6 hours right from the get-go.
No, we can't.
We can't physically do that.
They have to eat.
Because, and that's the thing, that's the fallacy. A lot of mothers and fathers think that their child can go to bed at 8 o'clock right off the bat because that's what children do. But this is a baby who really doesn't know the difference between days and nights. So what we try to do first is get their days and nights on track. We get them to sleep from midnight to 6 first, and then we're able to create a longer nighttime. And that way they're awake during the daytime.
Very smart.
Very good.
Yes.
Very promising. Okay, if I ever get pregnant, I'm calling you.
I'd be happy to help.
All right, then.
Absolutely.
Shari Mezrah, thank you very much. For more information, you can go to her Baby Time services. That's right. Go to daytimeonline.tv and then link to Shari's website.